Chapter 64:29. All the cavalry guards are of one mind. Many of them are generations of cavalry guards. Their ancestors were comrades in the cavalry guards. They are an army that never retires. And the comradeship among them is deep, needless to say. Moreover, over the years, the world has changed, and these cavalry guards and their ancestors have all experienced the baptism of blood. Every comrade will not only fight to the death to protect the safety of other comrades in war, but also take care of their wives and children with all their strength after other comrades die in battle, and treat their children as their own. This comradeship condensed by blood has long surpassed everything. The imminent blood transfusion plan will not only separate them from their families forever, but also separate them from many generations of comrades in arms. For them, the degree of unacceptability is second only to death. The commander seemed to have a plan to deal with it. So everyone naturally trusted him completely and was completely consistent with him. So everyone expressed their opinions and obeyed the commander's orders completely. Then, Commander Yin said to everyone, "Everyone, go all out to unload the car first. Don't let Song see any clues. I have something to talk to this brother." Everyone immediately bowed and said, "Subordinates, obey your orders." After that, everyone immediately turned around and continued to move the goods, as if what happened just now did not happen. At this time, Charlie looked at Commander Yin. He did not completely control Commander Yin's consciousness. Instead, he sealed his own consciousness in his body as he did when he controlled Walter. Although the other party still had to do things according to Charlie's wishes, his consciousness was completely clear. Knowing that he could see and hear everything, Charlie whispered, "Don't make a fuss. Take me to a remote and safe place, and I will talk to you in detail." At this time, Charlie not only had to avoid Lilia but also other cavalry guards. After all, he was a stranger, and everyone would have some questions when they saw him. If too many people saw him, and everyone crossed each other and found that they didn't know him, it would inevitably attract too much attention from others. Therefore, he would rather avoid other people and have a good chat with Commander Yin. After all, if he wants to control thousands of people to obey his arrangements, it is far from enough to just control him to do things. He must be willing to do things for him from the bottom of his heart, and use his prestige among these people to do this thing wholeheartedly. Although Commander Yin's consciousness is not under control, it is surprisingly consistent with his body. He immediately nodded heavily, turned around, and took Charlie away from the platform. Duke Mining's territory is very large. Commander Yin took Charlie out of the refinery and drove a mining off-road vehicle, carrying him to a distance. A few minutes later, the off-road vehicle stopped next to a completed high tower. And then Commander Yin said to Charlie, "There are currently no personnel arranged within a 1-kilometer radius here." Charlie nodded and said, "I will now withdraw the seal on your consciousness and talk to you straight to the point. If you have any resistance, I will kill you without hesitation, and then terminate the redemption plan for all your dead warriors, cavalry guards, and their families. You will say goodbye to your family forever in the next second. And I believe that your brothers will also say goodbye to their families forever in a short while." After that, Charlie knew that he could not respond to him with true feelings. So he directly withdrew the spiritual energy from his body. After regaining control of his body, Commander Yin took a long breath. Then, he immediately clasped his hands and bowed to Charlie, saying respectfully, "Sir, I am Luster Yin. On behalf of 911 brothers and all their families, I beg you to rescue us." Luster is not a fool. He knows that Charlie was able to sneak in under the nose of Lilia without being discovered, and his strength must be above her. Moreover, he has a close relationship with the special envoy of his superior level, and he has heard him vaguely mention that everyone in the Death Squad station was missing. So when Charlie suddenly broke into Duke Mining, he immediately felt a little hope in his heart, thinking that Charlie would definitely be able to rescue himself and other cavalry guards. Charlie did not respond to his pleading but asked, "How many people are here, including the Death Warriors and the cavalry guards?" Count all the family members. Luster immediately replied, Sir, Duke Mining, including me, has a total of 912 cavalry guards. 3,047 family members, a total of 3,959 people. There are a total of 1,548 death warriors in the mine. 5,836 family members, a total of 7,384 people, the two together should be more than 11,000 people. 11,000. Charlie couldn't help but gasp after hearing this. More than 11,000 people, this is a few thousand more than the highest number he predicted. Originally, he thought that there would be at most 6,000 to 7,000 people, no more than 7,000 to 8,000 people. But now there are more than 11,300 people. It might be a bit of a challenge to transfer so many people quietly. Then, he asked Luster, what is the background of that assistant song? Luster said respectfully, Sir, Assistant Song is the assistant of the Right Army Governor's office. She is second only to the Lieutenant General and has a very high status. It is said that the family background of Assistant Song is not ordinary. She is a collateral family of the Wu family. The Wu family is Victoria's family. As long as a family continues, it must continue to intermarry and have children. So there must be collateral families. However, Charlie knew very little about the Wu family, and he had no clues about the collateral families of the Wu family.